Welcome to Financial Focus, brought to you by Gulf Coast Financial Services founder and CEO, John Kuykendall. John and his team of financial, legal, and tax professionals have provided North Florida savers and investors sound, comprehensive financial guidance for over 25 years, helping you to achieve important life and planning goals. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and tune in for more Financial Focus by visiting gulfcoastfinancial.net.
And welcome into the program. This is Financial Focus, brought to you by the team at Gulf Coast Financial Services, named Best of the Best in Financial Services 7 years and running by the readers of the Lake City Reporter. Founder, CEO John Kuykendall here with us, providing some clarity and guidance to uncomplicate the financial world. And we always appreciate a good bit of that uncomplication, John, because it seems more complicated each and every day.
Peter, I tell you, it gets more and more complicated. The rules are changing constantly. It's really hard to keep up with everything. But we try here at Gulf Coast to give our clients the best service that we can possibly give them, and also the best advice in taxes, Medicare. We're just holistic. We want to look at the entire client and come up with a way that we can help them do a better job.
Well, on today's program, I'm going to discuss some timely topics as well as some time-tested, traditional, fundamental steps for long-term financial and investment success. And so as we look at our changing world, there are some new things we need to be paying attention to, and then there are some old, reliable methodologies and strategies that are going to help us to ensure our long-term financial prosperity and progress. So, John, first, new and timely topics. Tax law changes are occurring around us all the time. We've got another big bill. We don't know if all of it's going to pass, but it seems like some of it is going to pass. We need to be aware of how this is going to change our outlook for saving retirement dollars.
Well, that's right, Peter. And some of it is going to pass. We'd like for none of it to pass, but we know that's not going to work. So what we have to do is kind of be proactive and look at what we're doing. One of the big things is the closing of the loophole of what they call the Backdoor Roth. And that's where I can make contributions to a retirement plan or to an IRA, and then after tax dollars, and then I can move that money over to a Roth IRA, and that's going to be eliminated. There are a lot of other provisions with the Roth, but it's mainly for people in the $400,000 and $450,000 income bracket, which more and more people are getting there, but there's a small segment of the population so far.
Ironically, John, I think that the backdoor Roth conversion has always been something that investors questioned in their mind. Can I really do this? If the government says I can't put money into a Roth, then how is it that I can put money into a traditional IRA and convert it over almost simultaneously? Is that really an allowable strategy? And by addressing that specifically and saying, we're thinking of no longer allowing this, to me, that just legitimized that it was indeed a good strategy in the first place and a legitimate one.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that we questioned, Peter. We never really got a firm answer on, but some of our clients did it. Some of us did it. We wish we'd done it more now, right? I mean, if we knew that they were going to finally legitimize it, we would have gone ahead and been doing it all along. But it's a great way to get after-tax money into a retirement account and then pull it out and get it into a Roth IRA. So that's going to be eliminated. We know that. I mean, that's in every proposal I've read. So if you're going to do that, we got to do that right away. Well,
another thing that we have talked a lot about here really over the past couple years, John, is Roth conversions. And just a reminder, we're here. This is the deadline. If you want to do this for 2021, we need to start that process as soon as possible.
Well, that's true, Peter. And one of the things we have found out is that we need to start doing Roth conversions. It's best to do them prior to age 65, because if you have a 401k or if you have a retirement account, we can do that Roth conversion, pay the taxes on it, and it's not going to affect your Medicare premiums. It's not going to affect the overall amount of your Social Security that's taxed. So I found out that I like to get them before 65 to do those, but we can do them after. It just depends on what tax bracket you're in. And one of the things we have found out is a lot of people can do small Roth conversions without any tax consequences, but they just don't know that. And so unless we look at their taxes and really run them through the software, we can't figure that out. But there is a small amount that we might be able to convert free of charge.
Well, I'm going to segue here to the time-tested fundamentals of investment success. One of them is dollar cost averaging, which is regular contributions to that investment account. John, with what you're talking about, those smaller Roth conversions over time, it's almost like tax cost averaging.
Yes, it is. It is like tax cost averaging. Yeah, with dollar cost averaging, which we try to do all the time, is putting money into the market at different times so that we take benefit, which benefits us because the market may be down, it may be up, but over time, we're going to average in and do a much better job of getting a return for you. And so dollar cost averaging is certainly great. Also, we need to rebalance. For our last couple of years, we've had great markets. A lot of accounts are out of sync with where you need to be. And so you may be taking more risk than you really wanted or you think you are. And so we need to take a look at that and maybe do some rebalancing to get your portfolio more in line with where you are risk-wise.
Time-tested fundamentals of financial success. Dollar cost averaging, getting that savings going and doing it on a continued regular basis, and then regular rebalancing. Don't just let the money ride. You've got to control your risk exposure, capture gains when they're there, and then invest in times when markets and prices may be down. These are fundamentals for long-term financial success, as well as, John, keeping as much of what we make and earn and save as possible, proactive tax planning.
Well, that's right, Peter. And a lot of people right now have some losses in their portfolio. A lot of people have got significant gains. And so what it may be time to do is to sell the losses, sell the gains, and kind of keep the taxes in check. And so we're looking and doing that now with a lot of clients, trying to figure out where we are tax-wise and how much, if we sell this security, how much of the security I've got a huge gain in can I sell. The market's going to come down sooner or later. We know that. We have to have a correction. And so why not reposition some of your portfolio, because we have significant gains in certain portions of the portfolio.
Legal document review and update, another fundamental of, I guess in this case, estate and legacy, but financial success as well.
Peter, I am totally amazed at the number of people that walk in here and we ask them if they have a will, a power of attorney, a health surrogate form, and a living will, the 4 basic documents of estate planning, and they will say no, or yeah, it was done 20 years ago when little Johnny was 2, and we don't really need mama to take care of him now because he's grown. So all that stuff, laws change. State laws change all the time. And so what we need to do is we need to be proactive and make sure that we have those documents, not only so that they're up to date, but also that we have them, because it creates such a financial burden on the survivors if we don't have those documents and we pass away.
And speaking of that financial burden, another fundamental of financial success, to not burden family members, having appropriate life insurance. Now, John, we've talked about this maybe now more than ever. It's not just family protection. It is a strategic financial move that has really shown, because of the tax law changes, to potentially be an even better solution than it was previously.
Well, Peter, the thing is, it's probably one of the best solutions that I know of, because if you're insurable at any age now, we can get you into a life insurance policy that will give us the availability of long-term free income, tax-free income, but can also be used for chronic illness or critical illness. So it's a long-term care component of our estate planning. And certainly life insurance now does more than it ever has. It's not just for death, it's for living. And we have a lot of trouble convincing people. We'll say life insurance and you can just see their face change, because they glass over, oh, here we go with the life insurance talk. But these policies are so much different now than any life insurance we ever had. And they are a proven estate planning, retirement planning vehicle that we need to use more.
Well, there's always plenty of great information out there for proactive savers and investors. We try to be one of those sources and a resource for you, ladies and gentlemen, from the time-tested traditional approach to timely topics, things that you need to be aware of in the moment and be able to act on. The relationship that you have with your planner is going to allow you a smoother process on both sides of that. Designing the plan, implementing the plan, monitoring and updating the plan to keep it up to date. John Kuykendall and his team there at Gulf Coast Financial Service view that as their top role and responsibility. And John, you offer listeners to the program, whether they be current clients of the firm or maybe not yet clients, the opportunity to get together for an investment, a portfolio, and a retirement planning review.
Yeah, Peter, we do that. And we also want to include the taxes in there. So we'll give them a complete overview of where they are, give them a plan that shows how much they're going to have in retirement, or if they're retired, how long their money is going to last. We'll look at distribution, how they're just taking money out of their accounts. And we'll give them some advice and some things that we think might help them. And then if they want to use us, that's fine. If they don't, that's fine too. We do it as a service for people out there because I really believe that retirement now is harder than it's ever been. We can't procrastinate. We have to be proactive. And estate planning, tax planning, and financial planning are also important these days for seniors that we just like doing it. And we'd be happy to meet with anyone.
Well, if you would like to take them up on that offer and that opportunity for a meeting, for a conversation, or even just to get a couple quick answers to questions that have been on your mind, pick up the phone, give the team from Gulf Coast Financial Services a call, 386-755-9018. That's 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018, or you can go online, gulfcoastfinancial.net, gulfcoastfinancial.net. Be sure to tune in next week. We've got a great show in store for you. We're going to be talking about identifying financial opportunities, opportunities for growth, opportunities for protection, tax opportunities, income opportunities, protecting your purchasing power. Where do we have the opportunity in today's world to do that is a big question on the minds of savers, investors, income earners. So we'll be addressing and tackling those topics next week on the program. But in the meantime, if you've got questions, John and his team, your resource, give them a call, 386-755-9018. And John, we always appreciate your guidance and insight here on Financial Focus.
Thank you, Peter. It was great being here. Have a good week.
Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and tune in for more Financial Focus by visiting gulfcoastfinancial.net. The information presented on this program is provided for informational purposes only, without warranty of accuracy, completeness, or suitability for a particular purpose. This program is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. This information is general in nature and not specific enough to be construed as advice. You should not make any decision based on the information presented on this program without independent consultation with an appropriately licensed professional or competent advisor. Investment in securities or the market involves a potential risk for loss of principal. Trading, therefore, may not be suitable for all listeners. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals of growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for specific details of the product's features and costs. Early withdrawals may subject the owner to penalties, fees, or taxes. John Kuykendall is registered with and securities are offered through Kovac Securities Inc., member FINRA SIPC, found online at www.kovacsecurities.com. Advisory services are offered through Gulf Coast Financial Services Inc., a registered investment advisor in Florida. Gulf Coast Financial Services Inc. is not affiliated with Kovac Securities Inc. or Kovac Advisors Inc. Past performance is not indicative of future results. All investing involves risk. Investment decisions should be based on your own goals, time horizon, and tolerance for risk. Due to various factors including changing market conditions and/or applicable laws, the content may no longer be reflective of current opinions or positions.